What's up, everyone? Daddy Warbucks here, and today we are continuing our playthrough of Rime of the Frostmaiden. Karis is the DM through the series, so I'm going to turn it over to her for the recap. Go ahead, Karis.
Icewind Dale is trapped in a perpetual winter. For 2 long years, ferocious blizzards have made mountain passes through the spine of the world exceedingly treacherous. The sun no longer appears above the mountains, not even in what should be the height of summer. In this frozen tundra, darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Dale residents dream of lands with never-ending sun, blistering heat to melt snow and ice into the rivers. They dream of setting the forests themselves on fire to thaw the tundra, which yields less and less resources every, season isn't the right word. There are no seasons, but the everlasting Rime of the Frostmaiden herself, with her shimmering aurora weaving across the sky each night. Our intrepid party has seen the frustration and misery of Dale folk as they have traveled in the area in search of their own profit. They have even struck a deal with the fishermen of Targos to go and kill the Frostmaiden and end this winter in exchange for provisions to support the expedition. But first, there was this matter of Tally's hearing a distress call over and over and over in his mind, and he isn't the only one. A shipwright in Targos was hearing it too, and offered our adventure capitalists 100 gold pieces to find the source and stop it. In our last session, the party woke to find their monk, Landar, gone and an odd note in his place. Shrugging that off, they headed south, following the signal in Tally's head. Travel was easy while they were on the 10 trail, but a little more challenging after they split off that to travel cross-country. Starving knolls, half-frozen rivers, prowling crag cats, impish chwingas, and mountain terrain kept travel from being an unending drudge through the cold and dark. And finally they came upon a crash site up in the mountains with carrion crawlers under the snow, and here they met a gnome with squid-like features who seemed very interested in Tally's and his psi crystal. But back at the North Lagoon,
Lathander, thank you for the resub, buddy. Appreciate you very much. How you doing, assassin?
old Whitey sings a tune on the wall above the hearth. And Scramsax grumbles behind the bar about his joints, predicting a terrible blizzard. And a human in militia garb pontificates grandiosely before a handful of horrified common folk on how the fishermen of Bremen have it all wrong, worrying about some lake monster. They really should be heading to help at Mirdelden to see if any rare kelp has survived the cold on the lake bottom. Seated at a table off to the side sits Landar. Across the table from him, a tall, stocky woman sits slumped with her head in her hands. Landar, you feel like a mental fog has just lifted, and you have a vague sense that the woman across from you has just said something about a never-ending voice in her head. What would you like to do?
Feeling much more clear-headed, however, not quite sure why I'm here or where the rest of the group is. I asked the woman, what did you say? So, what? A voice?
Oh, it just goes on and on and on. It never stops. It's like a sort of staticky, gooey, harsh sound all at once, and it just repeats over and over, and I'm not getting any sleep. I can't do my hunting. I just wanted to stop. I want to kill myself, I think, sometimes.
A strange voice. It just repeats constantly. What does it say?
Oh, I don't know. I can't understand it. It just goes over and over and over about, I don't know, a few seconds long, and just, it's been doing this for nigh on a 10-day. It's going to drive me crazy. I just can't get it to stop.
Thinking back, I remember Tally's hearing something similar, of a constant voice going over and over in his head, and looking around, trying to get my bearings of where I'm at, realizing this tavern I've seen before, and recognize that I'm in Bryn Shander. I'm like, where's the rest of the group? We were in Target. You're looking for someone strong to
Barton,
go somewhere?
interrupting the flow of the game.
And now I'm in Bryn Shander. Still
Yeah, I
trying
don't know. You've been sitting there, and you were looking intently at the sheriff over there, but I don't know. It's just it's not your problem. You've been so nice to listen to.
He's smiling down there.
Yes, excuse me. And Landar gets up and goes over to the sheriff that seems to be barking out some sort of orders. And I go over to ask, what's going on?
Well, I mean, I've sent out those fine what are they called? Soldiers. That was the word. Those fine soldiers. I've sent them out. They're going to go after the thief, which frees up all of these fine folk to go check the Mayor Delden. After all, we want to make sure that there's, the kelp would be too precious to just let it freeze over and die down there under the lake. And people are scared, but we can do this, can't we, folks? And the people are looking at him like, who are you and what have you done with our sheriff?
Do I sense anything from him of like some sort of connection to him at all?
Yeah, you have a vague sense that you were talking like that mere minutes ago, yes.
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
Yes, I'm sure you do. I'm such a prominent figure here in Bryn Shander. I'm sure that you know me. And you, my fine fellow, you are going to go and lead these people here off to find the kelp, yes?
How much is this going to pay?
Hey. No, it's for science. It's for research. It is to preserve our environment in this time of trouble and deep winter. I mean, we have this winter here has covered all the fine flora of the area, but with enough people we can go and rescue it and catalog it, make sure that it is not lost forever.
Well, in these parts, any type of adventure requires some sort of compensation besides just simple research.
It is our duty to preserve our heritage here. And he kind of frowns at you and sort of shifts to the side a little bit. But you fine folk, I mean, he's clearly an outsider. I'm sure the rest of you care about our heritage that has been languishing under the winter cold, that is just hiding all of this wonderful nature that we know and love from our past.
Having sensed that he's not going to be paying for anything, I'm quickly losing interest in thinking I need to rejoin the party wherever they are. So I'm actually going to start turning around and heading out the door to try and find where the group is, assuming they're in town here as well.
As you head out the door, it's a normal day in Bryn Shander, very much as you remember it from times that you were here before. There's the normal traffic going by of people. It's, mid-morning perhaps, and people trudging along through the what little daylight they're going to have as they go about their business and trying to buy supplies or do chores or gather things. And the woman who'd been sitting next to you comes out and she's pulling her hood up over her head and she says, "Thank you again for talking to me. I think I don't know if I can follow this or what, but I'm no good as a trapper. I'll see what I can do." And she sort of pats you on the arm and she heads off down the street.
Before she heads off, I ask her, where are you heading exactly?
Well, I don't know. I feel sort of this tug in my head that heads, somewhat towards the south. And I normally do my trapping between here and Goodmead and Dugan's Hole, so I'm pretty familiar with the terrain. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it. This is just driving me crazy. I'm no good to anyone until I get rid of this.
Oh, perhaps I can accompany you until I find my group, and you can have a chat with one of our party who seems to have similar symptoms going on of hearing a voice that he's even told us about going. It's near the south. Uh, let's walk together at least.
That might be good. Just don't let me sit down and give up. I don't think that would help anything.
Yeah, very well. I'll try and keep you awake and as long as I can.
And the two of you head out of the city down the road that would go to the 10 trail. But instead of going down the 10 trail, she turns off and starts heading out cross country. And on the Icewind Dale map, we're heading pretty directly. Do I have you guys on the Icewind Dale map? I do not. Let me put you guys on the Icewind Dale map. You're heading pretty directly, almost straight south. Let me mark this. Heading that way. And she is well, shush. Landar doesn't know about that. And between Trapper and she is very well equipped. She's got her snowshoes, she's got her gear. She's well equipped to be out on the tundra. And you've been experienced in being out on the tundra. And the two of you actually have a fairly easy time. Although as you look off to the east, you can see some hints and roiling of that blizzard that Scramsax at the tavern was talking about. And you can tell that a blizzard will be coming in very soon. And is caught up in her own head. The woman doesn't seem to notice. And by the way, her name is Veda.
Having learned her name, I talked to Veda. I'm like, hey, the storm is coming in pretty quickly. We might need to look for some shelter here soon.
What? Oh, maybe let's just pick up the pace.
I agree to it, and we just pick up the pace and try to get closer to, the south and nearest towns as quickly as possible before we really need to hunker down before the storm hits.
Two of you head out in near silence, her brow furrowed and all, and she frequently even has her eyes half closed as she stumbles along, and you steady her as the two of you head south. And you head south for hours and hours, and you seem to be continuing to move ahead of the storm. Trying to pick up your tokens, and I can't do it because I'm on the wrong layer. Karis knows roll 20 commands. Yes. Aha. There we go. And so the two of you head south, and with your skills and hers, you actually manage a fairly easy time. You don't see anyone or anything else out here in the wastes. The wind starts picking up. You do need to camp overnight, and you get down sort of near the a river.
So, beginning to set up for a camp, I'll actually use one of my key points to take the snow around us and form basically an ice igloo for us to be able to help weather out some of the storm and protect us.
And Veta looks at that and looks at you and is like, now that's a handy skill to have out in the wastelands.
Yeah, you never know when you're going to run into a storm and you need cover quickly.
Do we need to set a watch or can you close it off? I don't know that I'd be much good as a watch, honestly.
Well, we'll have to set up some sort of traps or something and I'll try and take a little bit of watch time as best I can.
That reminds me, and she digs in her packs, and she's got a really nasty steel trap that looks like it could take the leg off of a bear.
That'll do. And as we get inside, I help her set it up and bury it under some snow so it's not easily seen.
The night passes quietly. And fortunately, in the morning, you remember that trap is there before you step out to look around and see how the night has passed. So you're able to disable the trap before you head out. And over the course of the day, you keep making your way south, and you keep checking in with her. Are we getting closer there? And she says, I can't tell, but it's still that way. And you're heading very much straight. And late in the afternoon, you get to an area where there's a mountain ahead of you. Quite a ridge up, and she looks like she's going to keep going straight up that mountain.
Do you really think we need to go over the mountain here?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, I'm still being drawn. That's the direction.
Well, I'm sure with the gear we have, we should be able to scale this safely enough without too much trouble. And I get my pitons and hammers out and rope and prepare for the hike that we're getting ready to attempt.
Okay. You make your way up over the mountain, up to the top, up to a ridge, and you find sort of a little gap in there in order to go through. And you're going down the other side, and Veta is still continuing on. And as you come around a ridge, you see that, if it came up for you guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it did.
Except in addition to that, you also see a few people, and I am going to move you to the Snowy Encounters map. So you have come across a lot of churned up snow. You've come across a lot of churned up snow down below. There are a couple of bloody carcasses, and you see a bunch of people over on your way to that, on that handout I showed you. There's the sort of huge shell-like thing. And you see some people that appear to be walking toward it.
So I pull my sword and alert Veta. Something's not right here. We need to, and I start preparing for anything that might occur, seeing as all these weird dead carcasses are everywhere. And I begin to look to see if I can recognize the people or at least tell from where they're from.
Well, you see a large person and a sort of very slender person kind of next to him. And a little further away, you see kind of a short, squat sort of person that you can't quite see or tell. And you see there's a very short person kind of hovering over by a bush with body language that seems somewhat familiar to you. And there's a very familiar large Leonin person. Actually, I don't know. I think I'm on the wrong layer. Can you see? There we go. Now you should be able to see. And there's a large Leonin person kind of there who, even from the back, you can see his stiff shoulders. You can just tell he's frowning.
Seeing this, I relax a little bit and inform Veta. I believe these is the group that I'm looking for. It's strange that we found him all the way out here. And I begin to go over and I call out to them to, like, just, hey guys. It's like, what are you doing out here?
And the first person to notice you is going to be Andwise. Andwise, behind you, you hear some noise of someone coming up from behind you, and someone calls out to you.
Immediately turn with the crossbow and inform everyone else that there's someone coming up on us.
I'm going to wheel around, holding my glaive out at whoever this is coming up behind us.
And you see two people coming up behind. One is a tallish, slenderish person who looks somewhat familiar, and the other is bundled up and doesn't seem to be moving familiarly, but seems to be kind of moving, almost stumbling along, like somewhat impaired.
Pip, Azathoth, Cairo. Hey guys, what are you all doing out here?
What are you doing out here?
Well, I was assisting my friend here, and she had symptoms very similar to you of hearing some voices, and I was looking for you. Wait, why did you all leave me in Bryn Shander?
You left
Why
us a
did
note.
you not join us?
Yeah,
when
you
we
left us.
Bryn Shander?
You were in Targos.
You left us a note saying that you were leaving.
And
What
the person standing next to Tally's looks like this.
What is that? Pointing towards the smallish person.
He told us its name, but I cannot for the life of me remember how to pronounce it. So I will call him Squishy. Squishy, tell our friend about what we're doing here.
As I recall, only Tally's can understand him in his head. Do I recall that correctly? Does that match
Yes,
your notes, Spartan?
Tally's was translating for us.
And the person who is standing next to you, Tally's, is saying, "Are we going to discuss trade? You have crystal, right?"
Yes, I do have the crystal. So you want to discuss trade? Okay. What is it that you have to offer?
Right. Well, come inside. We were heading inside. Come inside and see. I don't know what you might be interested in.
Okay. I kind of turn to the rest of the party. it seems like he wants the crystal that I found and is offering to trade. So, but he, in order to find out what kind of things that we might be interested in, he kind of needs to basically show us what he has.
We
So
can
he's
hear what
inviting us
this one
inside.
has to say. And I gesture for Tallies to lead.
Okay, yeah. Turn back to the creature and say, "Okay, please lead the way."
I'm gonna turn around and kind of smack Pip in the chest. Hey, you should.
What? What?
As we enter, remember, Gali Lena Makane means to keep your antlers up. Stay alert. We don't know what this thing has in there. And I give him a little wink and a nod.
Pip kind of pokes at his small protruding horns. Got it. Should we really be taking the that one that I point to the woman who came with Landar? Should we really be taking her with us too?
It sounds like a Landar problem.
You are right. That is a Landar problem.
Landar is just still confused and unsure of what is happening. So he tells Veta, just stay close to me for now until we can figure some of this out.
It's really loud. It's really close. Didn't you say someone here had the same problem and was hearing the same thing?
Yes, and then I holler for Tallies and ask that if he can possibly have a chat with this woman to see what is going on, because I remember him having similar symptoms of what is happening to her.
Okay, so I'm kind of following the the gnome squid thing into wherever he's leading us. So I'll kind of turn and address her, and then just telepathically, I'll say, "I hope this is okay." Talking like this, just I don't want to shout, and I need to keep up with this guy. So, what's I take it you're hearing the strange language as well.
On and on and on, and it has been doing so for nigh on a 10-day now. I'm just going crazy. I want it to stop.
What were you doing when it started?
I was packing up for another trapping run.
Interesting. Okay. Had you been anywhere interesting previously? Maybe a day or two before? Found anything? Spoken to anybody?
I
Anything
had
interesting
traded
happen?
my last set of furs.
Well, it seems that the incessant message is essentially a call for help from something, just a repeating call for help. But it's in a language that, well, it's one that I don't really know too well without use of certain magics. But maybe I'll learn it.
The gnome is looking forward, and are we going to go look for a trade
Uh,
for what I have?
Tallies
I
hasn't stopped walking along with him. He's
okay.
talking telepathically to the woman as he's walking.
Ah, she hasn't noticed that is actually
Oh,
coming
yeah,
telepathically.
yeah.
She
Sorry,
was listening to and responding to you, but she didn't pick up on the fact that you were talking to her
oh
telepathically.
yeah. I said sorry. I hope this is okay, but I don't want to shout and blah blah blah. So, yeah, talking mind to
Okay.
mind.
And I'm moving the party to the last map that I have out. So the gnome is walking up, and let's see, that means Tully's, you're up here next to him. He is heading up towards these tentacles, heading up towards what, as you get closer, appears to be something like a ship. And there's an entranceway over here.
Tallies will ask the creature, what manner of building or vessel is this?
It's a Nautiloid. I know it's not in very good condition, and it has suffered damage from the crash and all, but it is a Nautiloid.
I have never seen nor heard of a Nautiloid before. What is it? What is a Nautiloid? Can you tell me anything about them?
It's an airship. It is powered by mind power, and it flies. But something went awry, and we crashed. We
It's
fell
an
down
airship.
from the sky above and crashed.
It flies.
Yes.
Interesting. Where is it from?
Well, it is. I don't. And he lets off the string of words that mean absolutely nothing to you. And we were just coming here to sort of scout, and we would rather go back there, frankly.
Polly, what's it saying?
Apparently, this vessel, this thing here, kind of gesturing towards the Nautiloid, is called a Nautiloid, and it's a manner of vessel that flies through the air, but it's from lands that are somewhat far from here. Is about all I can make from it, and they want to go back.
It can fly?
And he comes, and the deck here is about 5 feet above where you are, and he kind of uses sort of where the tentacles are coming out of it, and the tentacles are moving around some, but they don't seem to be particularly taking much notice of you. And he sort of clambers up in order to get up onto the deck, and you can see it's all frost covered. There's a ballista all completely covered in ice, probably locked in ice. You probably wouldn't be able to use it. There's a double door of some sort of chitin and iron and all, and he sort of turns around and reaches a hand to help you up.
Sure, yeah, I'll take his hand and hop up. As we're going in, I'm going to go ahead and give a cheeky detect magic. See what I see as we're, standing outside and then heading towards him.
Not really any particular magic here.
Okay.
Not even on the clicking device that he had towards you that went, as it got nearer to you, and as you get nearer to him and all, the clicking gets faster and faster and faster. He seems to keep sort of checking it and looking back at you, but you're not reading any magic.
Interesting.
Right, oh, there's Nidar. The woman with Landar is kind of like it's very, and Tali's, it seems very loud here. It had seemed, in comparison, it had seemed very faint. The distress signal had seemed very faint. It is quite loud here. Feels very, very close.
Okay. Yeah, Tallies will probably wince slightly as he's making his way in.
And so the squid sort of stands aside and kind of gestures for you all to come up. I'm not sure what sort of goods you might like. We don't have a lot. We did nothing designed for trade, but we could certainly trade some of our equipment because our ship is not much good to us without a, and he gives a word that is meaningless. But I think that crystal you have can help get us up and running again.
I see. Well, yeah. Please feel free. Show us what you have, and we can discuss an equitable trade.
And Andwise, as you are kind of far back there, the tentacle nearest you is kind of curling up and around you, and it seems to be kind of checking you out.
Give it a little playful swat and head towards the ship.
Okay. Opening the door and going in. Inside. No, back on the wrong thing. Okay. Inside in here, attached to the walls there are chains and manacles, about 3 sets of them. It looks like it's designed to hold large creatures. You can see the staircase that leads up to the next layer. And there's crates and barrels and broken bits of equipment. And there are various creatures in here wandering amongst the detritus, I suppose you could call it. 3 of them are these sort of small, repulsive things. Oh, I have a handout for them. Nope, not that. This one. 3 of them look like this sort of little thing that is sort of wandering, and they sort of seem to be shoving things around to the sides, and then once they move them kind of over to this side, they kind of shove some of them back. And the 4th is kind of this lumbering monstrosity made of stitched together parts from various creatures. You think you see maybe a goblin arm and a dwarven leg, and maybe reindeer antlers kind of sticking out the back somewhere. And it seems to be sort of supervising the 3 little ones. And your guide doesn't really pay any attention to them. And he says, I suppose we could look through here and see what we might have. These are mostly just supplies for us. Let me see if there's anything in here that we could use.
I kind of smack Tallies on the shoulder again. What is he saying?
Basically, he doesn't have what they would usually consider valuables around, but they have lots of various equipment that we might find interesting that we could maybe trade in exchange for this the crystal that we found in the mine.
He shoves one of the little things aside as he's going to a crate, and he sort of pulls it open. He looks kind of dubiously and sort of shows it towards you. I don't know if you'd be interested in this. And it looks like it contains, well, above the table, well, let's see, how would I describe this to people who don't know what that is? They look like some sort of long tube thing that maybe has something that you would sort of grab, like the stock of a crossbow, but it doesn't have the crossbeam across a crossbow. There's like 6 of them in there, but some of them look like they've been kind of half taken apart into pieces, and they've got kind of an attachment to them that just sort of, as you come close, there's a slight vibration to them.
What is it?
Yeah, what are they?
I think he's
Well,
asking.
I mean, maybe it's a firearm sort of thing.
No, I think he's asking the squid.
Yeah, sorry. Tallies is asking Varen.
Oh,
Vorin, sorry.
Well,
what are they?
Well, they're laser rifles, which we do use for defense, but they aren't in the best condition. I mean, they're used. They're not new or anything. They're part of our normal equipment. And he sort of shoves that kind of aside towards you, and he starts digging in another one.
So Tallies will say, apparently they're something called a laser rifle.
I don't know what either of those words mean.
They use them in defense. It
weapon?
could honestly be anything. It could be something to coat roasted turkeys.
And can we get a demonstration of what a razor rifle does?
Wazer rifle.
And I will translate that to Vorin.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, it's not too different from this pistol I have that he holds up and he sort of aims towards you that was in the picture of him. But yes, here, let me get one of those. And one of the squidlings has come up and tried to sort of take that away from him to put it away, and he kind of shoves it away and pulls one up and says, I probably shouldn't point it at you. Here, let me take it out front here. And he shoots. He puts it up and sort of takes a sight, almost like you would with a crossbow, except when he pulls the trigger on it, instead of a bolt going out, there is what looks like a beam of energy that goes out and causes the sort of snow-covered boulder that he did to sort of crumble and fall away. And he says, "See," and he shrugs and he goes to put it back in the crate.
That is interesting. I can do that too. And I'm gonna hold out my glaive and like point it out into the distance. And because I have improved pact weapon, my glaive counts as a spellcasting focus. So I'm gonna like point the glaive and fire a eldritch blast out of the tip of the glaive. Like a
And it strikes the snow at Cairo's feet.
So I would imagine it, a beam of energy and a blast of energy looks pretty similar. I'm gonna say, I'm not
He sort of-
convinced.
He nods and shrugs and says, "Yeah, I didn't think you'd be very interested in these, but let's see here." And he pulls out some
I
stuff.
have sorry to just 1 second, but I
Uh-huh.
have I still have detect magic up. Did that register as magic?
It did not.
Okay, so I'll turn to Tallies and say, so
Yeah.
your two things seemed
Azatov's
very
definitely
similar.
did. Azatov's
Yeah.
did register as magic, but
So
what
I know that obviously you used a spell to be able to do that. That device isn't magical. It doesn't register any magic at all when it was doing that. I say to Azathoth, that's actually very interesting.
If we were to take these rifles, who would be proficient in using such a weapon?
That's a good point.
he shrugs, well, it's sort of dog wackle yelling. That was 2 campaigns.
That's a throwback for the ages, man.
2 campaigns ago.
Nerd!
Oh, I didn't think he'd be interested. And he says, "Oh, this is interesting." And he pulls out the next crate and all, and he holds it up, and it's got these packages of this sort of gelatinous stuff. And he holds it up, and it's kind of an orangish pinky color, and he hands it up. It says, "Here, this is much better."
What is it?
Well, it is, and he gives a word that doesn't mean anything to you. And he looks expectantly at you. It's food. It's very elegant food. Very tasty. Very nutritious.
We can get our own food. I believe you that it's tasty and nutritious.
Tallies,
so-
what is he saying?
Well, he's offering to trade us for food. Apparently, this is very good. But
Wait, that's food?
so he says.
And you lean towards it, and he very eagerly holds it up to you, and it is rank and disgusting.
Does anything in this room register as magical? There's no magic in this room at all.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
We're not interested in food. What else does he have?
Yeah. Do you have anything in terms of any other?
I'm gonna
kind of
as
weaponry or
you're
knowledge?
communicating, I'm gonna pull out my
yes,
coin pouch and hold out a fistful of gold coins. And I point to it. Ask him about this.
Oh, do you have anything like these, like gold, as well?
Not here, but let's go up and talk to Dreadavex. Let's see if he might have something like that.
And sorry, what
was
were
that
you saying
name?
Dreadavex.
Dreadavex.
But that's a meaningless word to you.
And what were you saying about? Sorry, I asked if you had any sort of knowledge or anything like that you could impart, any magic or spells or anything like that. Any knowledge that that could teach us things, like maybe how to make one of those laser rifles. You said, right?
Take you to Dredovex. I just pilot this ship. He does the stuff with all the electronics.
Electronics.
The controls and mechanisms and things.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's sorcery to me.
Also, sorcery's pretty simple, actually.
And he starts leading up the stairs.
Okay, yeah, follow him.
Okay, he went up the stairs.
Wait, where are you going?
Apparently, we're going. Yeah, I just kind of turn and leave. He's shouting. Tally just keeps forgetting that he's supposed to be talking to you guys as well. He's like, apparently, we're going to talk to somebody called Dread of X who can probably tell us more about what things are available, or if they have anything like the, anything like valuables or coins, or any hidden knowledge that we can make use of, or anything like that.
Well, I guess we'll keep following you.
Yeah, all of
At
us.
least you.
Nobody's lagging behind, stealing rifles and things.
And as you make your way up, yeah, and why nobody notices. I mean, well, Tolly's notices because Tolly still has detect magic up and notices that you're doing something with magic, but nobody else is paying any attention. And so you can follow up the stairs up to where I have Voren up on the next deck. Upstairs.
Aha! Aha!
I didn't put lighting on here because it's small enough and it's.
Cha.
Is that supposed to go to? Oh, nope, wrong.
Oh
Wrong
no!
thing.
We lost the
There.
navigator.
Ooh, big crossbow. I immediately go over and start messing.
Oh, yeah, on this middle deck there's kind of an open cowl and there's you can see the ballista here. The ballista here looks like it might be an operable shape, and the walls are lined with mounted racks with what looks like the large bolts that would go into such a ballista.
Nice.
And I must be on the wrong layer again. I am on the wrong layer again. Here we go. And Varen heads back to the door back here and opens it and pokes his head in. And Tollies, you hear him saying, Dredovex, these folks, we might have a crystal. We might have a crystal that we could finally use and that we can get this thing up and running again. And as you come into here, okay, everybody's still following up into there. As you come into here, there are crystals protruding from sort of chitinous textures around the ceiling in this room. It's kind of an odd sort of shape of the room. And some of the crystals are lit and some are flickering and some are out. And there are plates that have been pried loose from various places in the walls, exposing spaces filled with tangled masses of tubes and cable things and all. And there's various things that could be like maybe tools or things sort of scattered around the floor and around another one of these gnome folks who kind of is sitting next to a wall cavity and has his hands kind of in it and is sort of scratching his head and trying to put things together and he looks and he says, well, I mean, I don't know. It's not working yet, although I think I can keep the life support going. What is it you want to know about? And he's looking as Varen moves out of the way.
Okay. So we were told that you might want to trade some things in exchange for the crystal. So the kind of things that we're looking for are either valuables like gold or gems, or perhaps any magical paraphernalia, or maybe even spells or knowledge. depending on what you have?
Well, we could tap into the Nautiloid's consciousness.
Tallies.
Library lookups. What do you want to know? Adrian
Tal-
says, or you could take them up to the bridge for that if you want to do library lookups.
Tallies turns to the group and says, "Oh, he's asking basically what we want, and I'm explaining to him what we want, and now he's trying to explain what they might have in terms of knowledge and stuff. Apparently, tapping into a consciousness. I don't know how that would work."
And at this point, Tallies, you're getting quite a headache in the lower back of your brain from the distress signal.
Would this consciousness that you speak of know of be able to teach magic or spells or anything, or maybe how to build those rifle laser things, or how to build one of these?
Yes, the laser rifles, engineering. Yes, it could teach you engineering.
Something that could be very useful. What about but nothing in regards to magic?
Magic. I don't think. Dredavex, do we have anything magic? Dredavex sighs. You keep calling this magic, but it's just engineering. You just plug this into the other socket there and you twist the controls and it just does the stuff.
I mean, I suppose, although magic seems different if you're referring to. I mean, I'm not sensing any magic from around here, but as an example.
Actually, as you've come up here, you are starting to sense something further up above you.
Okay, I am sensing some magic coming from over there, but an example of magic that's not engineering is something like this. And I kind of raise my hand, and sparks start shooting like sort of in between my fingers as it's almost sort of coated in lightning. As I'll
Are they attacking?
Like shocking grasp. Like, no, I'm just.
I grab my glaive and stand at the ready.
I immediately I put my hand on his shoulder, pull up my staff.
I'm just trying to give them an example of.
You were casting a spell.
What magic is. Yes, they apparently they don't know what magic is.
Oh yes, that lens. We have a lens, and Vorin starts getting excited, and he starts pushing past Pip to come out and head to the stairs. And he says, "We have that. We have a lens. Yes, that. I didn't think it was worth much, but we can come get this."
Apparently, he has something that might be interesting.
He toddles up the stairs to the next deck.
And I go and follow him as he rushes off.
And
seems to have something he calls
very close.
And he is. And he comes up here and into the doors. I was working in here earlier, and he comes through the door, and in here there's a. So wait, we've come through. Is there any useful description here? Ooh, yes, there is. So up here on this level, suspended from the ceiling, this is actually a high domed chamber, it's much taller than the areas you had down below. And there's this whole lattice of bioluminescent tendrils and things that almost look alive, almost look like the head things of these things, maybe jellyfish or squid or some sort. And the tips of the tendrils are all glowing, and they form these constellations that almost look like things you would see in the sky. And there's the right next to where Landar is a high-backed chair with these short armrests with sparkly blue crystal orbs that tilt up toward the display. And you can see a panel on the wall. Darbird. Right, that's going to be this wall over here. that it's standing open, and it's got a pulsing tendril of flesh embedded with crystal shards. And as you come up the stairs, Tallies, and you head up here, and even Veta, she's at the bottom of the stairs and heading up, she's just grabbing her head, and Tallies, as you come up the stairs, it gets very, very painful.
Okay. Yeah, Tally's is he. I don't know. He kind of has a bit of a look on his face, like like the look that you get if somebody's just screaming in your ear, and you're like, yeah, okay. It's kind of that expression, somewhat pained, but yeah. So this lens, where is it, and what
He's
does it do?
shuffling around. He's shuffling around on the desk, and in this room, there's clutter. A lot of it's on this table here, which is where he is um, digging through. It's a very short table. I mean, it doesn't even come up to Azatoth's knee hardly. And there's a crystal sphere on a low stand behind. And oh, yes, right.
And I'm gonna be
Oh, too
like,
bad. Foreign forgot about this. There's these 5 strange glowing gizmo things attached to the chitinous walls, 7 feet above the floor, and they look like the tips of metal wands held in pincer claws. And Tallies, I believe you're the first one that came into the room behind Vorin?
yes, I would be.
Yeah, give me a deck save, please.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, let's go ahead and... Oh,
Oh.
dear, gee, that's too bad. As this beam of radiant light shoots out towards you, and you, from one of those little gizmos that has from the little stem thing that's on it, as it shoots, and you take 4 points of radiant damage from that.
Perfidy!
And
Treachery!
we probably don't need do we need initiative? We probably don't need initiative. What are you guys doing? Because the other ones are now turning and are starting to...
He led us into a trap! I'm gonna raise my weapon to murder this thing.
I
And
bend
you
down to
notice-
Tallies, try to get him.
And Boren squeaks and squeals, and you notice he's ducking and diving under the table because one of them is shooting at him, too. Oh, and he needs to do a dex save. Actually, I have him here somewhere. We can do a dex save. It's like, oh, I forgot about that. Ouch!
Yep. So Tallies will get shot and just jump back out of the room and get behind the door.
Did
Like,
he disable the trap?
I forgot you aren't here. It's like...
Doesn't matter. I'm going to stroll up to the little thing, and I'm going to point my glaive at its neck, and I'm going to shout back to Thales, tell him the next attack against us will be his life!
Yeah, Tallies will telepathically say to the
before
creature.
Tallies speaks, another beam strikes out towards you. Azatoth, give me a dex save.
Sure. Even if I fail, though, I'm still... Stay in the course!
You take 4 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
So
It's like, I need to get to the controls. I'm sorry, I forgot.
yeah, he's trying to turn it off now.
I'll let him go, but I'm still pointing the glaive at him.
And he's going over to the wall, and he's fumbling for a switch, and another one takes aim at him because there's only the 2 of you in the room at the moment. Although one of them does manage to do a target at Pip through on the other side of the door. Pip, give me a dex save as he's going through and fumbling with it and trying to yank something out. And you pass. As it... Oh, no, I'm sorry, you don't. You take 4 points of radiant damage.
You lied to me.
I lied to you. I did lie to you. I'm sorry.
I should deserve a pass for that.
Yeah, it wasn't quite enough. It was a little more difficult than that. These things are pretty deadly going around. And he pulls it out, and you hear this kind of a... And they go quiet, and he's standing there with his hands up there. I forgot. It's been so long since we've had someone else in here. Sorry. And he's coming and he's patting at Azatoth.
He's apologizing.
and he's checking for damage on Azatoth, but Azatoth, all you know is this squid gnome thing is coming and patting you down.
Oh,
Yep,
oh.
and Tally's calls in and says he's apologizing.
Okay, Amala. And I take my glaive away from its throat.
Is it safe to come in now?
Yes. It's safe. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Here. Oh, we were looking for the lens. The lens, right?
Yeah.
And you
While
have
he's digging through, Tally's is also going to be just investigating around the room. You said he had a bunch of stuff that he was kind of digging through. I'm going to look at all that stuff too.
yes. Give me an investigation check. Okay. And give me roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
Okay. So as you are digging around, you're sort of watching very carefully as he's digging around through the junk, and there's some of them are metallic objects, some of them look like they're some of the same chitinous material that you see on the walls, and he's pulling up a lens, and as he's pulling up a lens, you see that he's about to nudge two things together that looks like there's a spark starting to form between them.
Okay. I mean, I
You
don't
can
know.
give if you want to try and either prevent it or get back, you can give me either an athletics or a dex save.
Sure, I'll go with the dex.
Okay, you managed to dodge and keep it from there, but I need to give him a dex save. Where is his? I lost his sheet. Orin, where's your sheet? Oh, right there. Thank you. Dex. Oh, he manages to dash out of the way, and it's like, and then he grabs the pieces and pulls them apart. It's like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that. I should keep these further apart. And he picks up what looks like to you as sort of a lens-like thing that almost looks like it could be, like a fairly short tube.
But like a spyglass?
And almost not long enough, and it's actually kind of sticky. It's a little bit sticky as he hands it to you, and he looks expectantly. He says, "This is like the sparkles."
So what does it do?
And he sort of gestures, and you put it up to your eye,
Mm-hmm.
and it acts. You can see the close-up stuff suddenly comes really into focus, and you can really see the close-up thing. I mean, his arm is still there, and you can really see that portion of his arm in very close detail.
Tally's is like, whoa, like just moving it away. So this thing gives pretty
Oh, darn.
close-up stuff.
How you doing? Thank you for the resub.
Wait, let me see
7
it.
months.
I'll hand it over to Pip.
And
So
it
you
is
just
metal, but it's kind of sticky, and it's sort of a short tube, and you look through it, and it looks kind of like a kaleidoscope at first, but then it really, suddenly just really gets a very, very close-up look at very, very fine detail.
I put it up to my eye, but I imagine I put the wrong end up. Yeah, I think it's not working.
Wait a minute.
Thing's looking
I
really
know who you are.
Tally's
No.
over.
Small.
He takes it from you, and he turns it
Hold on,
around.
don't tell me. I'm gonna figure it out.
I
Oh!
mean, it's not
Ski,
much
right?
use to us, but I mean, I'd use a microscope myself, but I mean, it did the sparkly thing like you did, and it does sort of have sort of a sparkly thing as it comes into focus, like you
Tally,
did. It might be I don't know, magic.
I kind of like hit him with it and giving it back to Tally's. What's he saying again?
Something about a microscope. I have no idea. He seems to jabber quite a lot.
Ask him what this thing is, and I point to the red thing in the middle of the room.
Okay. I will ask him. So what's this in the middle here?
Oh, that's my stasis spot when we're in flight.
what does that do?
It keeps me alive while we're in flight. But it's not working right now. But we're hoping with your crystal. I mean, do you see anything here you might like? There is one other thing registering magic, by the way.
Okay, I'll have a look to see what else is registering magic. And sorry, was the investigation check to notice the potential spark about to happen?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, and the investigation, you were watching very closely what he was doing.
Okay, and kind
the
of
stuff that he
digging
was sorting
through
through.
the other stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna try and find out where this magic's coming from.
I'm gonna step aside from you, Tallies, for a moment, and I'm gonna head back down to Andwise.
Okay.
And Cairo, are you actually still down in the cargo hold with Andwise?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Give me an investigation check, Andwise, as you're kind of looking around as what's in here.
Ooh.
You could also look in some of these. However, while you are in here, these things keep moving around and they're keeping pretty close watch on you. You go to as you kind of move towards something, they kind of come up and they sort of move it away from you.
Okay,
And
so
the
they can
large
see me
shambling thing,
despite
the
my
large
role.
shambling things appear. The large shambling thing appears to be paying attention to them and not to you. Go ahead.
All right, so these little things can see me despite my role earlier.
Let's see. You were doing stealth. I thought the stealth was for what you were grabbing with your mage hand.
No, the mage hand requires verbal. I wanted to get it out of the way before I came in the room and went into stealth.
Okay, but I thought you were using I thought you were so you were using the stealth for yourself and not for your mage hand. Okay, so
My
they
mage
would.
hand is with Ledger Main. It's invisible anyways.
Okay. Okay, so no, they are not actually hovering over you. They are hovering over Cairo, though.
So do I find any of the miniature version of those, what is it again, razor rifles?
Like the one that the one who came out to meet with you was carrying?
Yes.
You don't see any of those in the crate around here, no. You find, let's see, what else do you find in here? Investigating. Did you give me an investigation check up here? Let me see.
I rolled a 10.
Oh, right, a 10. With a 10, you would see the only thing that you find is on the inside of the lid that had the laser rifles in it, there's actually what looks like an instructional graphic pasted on the inside of the lid. And you have found, let's see, you see some barrels that have some nasty liquid and some barrels that have a pink slurry in it that looks kind of like the gelatinous stuff. There's a crate that looks like it's got some metal pieces and parts of things. And there's some crates that have some sort of like shredded stuff in them that makes like a nesting that has hollows in it that look about the size of the little guys that are sort of looking at Cairo.
Is that instruction paper secure to the lid? I mean, like secure?
Give me another stealth for your are you using your mage hand or your own hand to pull that off?
I'm gonna use the mage hand to pull it off.
Okay, give me another stealth check for it. And what
It's
are these guys?
invisible.
but the paper is not invisible. These guys are actively watching you. Okay, it is not very firmly affixed. It manages to come loose, and none of the critters seem to notice you doing that. They don't seem to notice the paper shuffling and then floating to wherever you have the mage hand take it.
But I don't find any miniature version of those weapons he was using.
You do not see any of the miniature versions.
I suppose the big one's gonna be like bigger than I am, isn't it?
Do we have a size on these?
I mean, the other gnome mind flayer thing used it pretty easily.
Well, I don't think
weighs 7 pounds, each of the laser rifles. I mean, so it's kind of long and unwieldy, but I mean, you have a pole arm, for example, so I mean, it wouldn't be much harder than that. You started to say
Yeah.
something more, Bucks?
nope, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be too noticeable. There's no way. I'd
Not
be
if you're
able to
good
carry one of
enough.
those.
Have faith.
Yes, Azathoth is thinking 2 decks up. I wonder if Andwise is good enough to pull that off. Yes.
No, I was talking to is the player. Yeah.
Okay, back upstairs. Tullies. So, kind of half draped off of the edge of the table is a. Where's my description of it? It's sort of a slimy. It kind of looks like it could be sort of a coif, a head covering thing, except it looks like it's made out of living tissue and it's kind of slimy like. But it is actually radiating. It is radiating. What kind of magic? What school would this be? Evocation. It's radiating evocation.
Okay. So Tollies will ask, what does this do?
Well, it's sort of a well, it kind of makes you like it makes a person like me, except I can already talk to you. So it'd be easier to talk to somebody if they sort of sync their minds with it.
You mean
Goes
like
over the head.
You mean like makes them able to speak in like we're doing now?
Yes. I think so. I've never used it myself. I have no need for it. I already speak like this.
Tallies. I smack him.
Tollies turns and just glares at Pip.
Imagine we both smack Tallies at the same time.
And he still turns and glares at Pip.
What are you glaring at me for? He did it too.
because Azathoth's bigger than you.
What?
So is any of this of any interest? I mean, what would you like in exchange for your crystal?
All right. So I turn to the party and say, apparently this allows a person to speak within their mind. So I mean, for the most part, it's very similar to what this crystal already does, as far as I can tell. And then there's the lens, which, you can look at objects very close up. It's like a spyglass, but instead of looking at things far away, you look at things that are really close up.
That lens could be of use to some of the people that specialize in gems and jewelry back at Tourmaline.
Well, he did also mention that that this consciousness could teach me engineering. Apparently, could teach me how to make those rifles that are downstairs. I wonder if you know, maybe that would be useful, or maybe we could just trade for some of the rifles or whatever. I don't
Well,
know. I mean, that's assuming that we want to trade it. This all it really does, all the crystal really does is glow and allow me to speak mind to mind. The speaking mind to mind is really helpful, especially considering that
Isn't it also driving him crazy though?
it's yeah. So it's really helpful in terms of being able to speak with people whose language I don't speak. However, this incessant message is a severe pain.
well, Tallies. One thing I will say is, even if we know how to build them, how do we know that, like, they're not made up of stuff that would be impossible for us to even obtain?
I mean, that's a very good point.
Also, if they really need this crystal, I don't think they're gonna let us walk out of here with it.
I'm gonna point to the fleshy bits. You said that will give you what that does, right?
That's what they said.
So why don't you just take that, and then you can get all the benefits, but none of the drawback.
That might be a really good idea.
I, for one, say that doesn't seem like a good. I mean, look at that thing. It's made
It
of like.
looks like a slug, a thing, like a slug thing.
It's gross.
I could wear a hat over it.
You ask him what you do with it.
Oh yeah. So what do you do with it? Do you just sit it on your head then?
Yes. I assume.
Can I
I
can I
don't
try
use it myself.
can I try it out?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take it and just put it on my head.
Over your head, and yeah, it's kind of slimy and gross, but it kind of form fits, and you kind of get this sort of waiting sense. Like this is something, if you spent some time and attention on it, that you could sync your mind waves up with it. You could attune to it, as it were.
Ooh,
So
a
if I
good
were to
word.
try and if I were to try and I say once I put it on my head, if I want to try and figure out how this works, I'll have to attune to it the same way that you would any other magical item.
And the way you did to the crystal, yes.
Yeah, the same way that I did to the crystal. So it would mean that we'd have to spend about an hour with me waiting.
Hey, Tale,
Yep.
Don't you-
sorry, I'm saying this to the party.
don't you have a spell that could tell us what the thing does?
Oh. Yeah. Sure do.
Instead of
Wasn't the whole
guessing.
point of trading some of the
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yes,
that
we went through a
that you
big
gave us?
ordeal earlier to get a pearl.
Listen, I've got a severe headache, and there's this thing whispering in my ear, in my brain, for the last God knows how long. So
We've also been hitting you a while.
Yes, we have been hitting you quite a bit.
If
Yes.
it slipped my mind, but okay. I am going to cast Identify.
Yeah, let's identify the big squishy.
Okay, let's identify the big squishy.
Oh! That's pretty cool.
And when you do the identify, does that also pick up the other thing as well?
no.
Do you have to
You have to-
recast
you have
it
to touch
multiple
it.
times?
And I don't
Okay.
believe so. Because isn't identify a ritual? Can you ritual cast identify?
You can ritual cast it, yeah.
Yeah, so you could ritual cast it and just touch multiple things to identify multiple things.
Okay. So the little lens thing is functionally, it's not the crystalline thing, but it functions as but so the little kaleidoscope thing functions as eyes of mind and seeing.
That's pretty nice.
Landar, I see you're kind of out in that area. This wall over here is largely transparent. You can see out, and out on the deck out there, there is mounted a telescope.
If I can just ask, just to clarify, this Helm of Telepathy, it's not like a helm of metal and steel. Like, it's a fleshy creature, right? Like,
Thing. Yes. The actual description
that's awesome.
is.
Does identify tell us the creature's name? Do we get to name it?
You guys can name it. It is a living space slug, so yeah, it could well have a name. It
Greg,
does tell you that this is a living space slug. Yes, a slimy cough made from a living space slug that functions like a helm of telepathy. Yes.
I don't know about you, Thales, but
So-
the slug for the stone seems pretty fair.
I
Well,
mean, Vorin
so-
just sort of shrugs and says, "I always just called it squishy."
the main difference between the helmet and the and the crystal is like the helmet allows me to try and read other people's minds, and while I'm connected to their minds, I can
Send
I can-
messages.
send messages. But this crystal allows me to actually just telepathically communicate with anybody within range.
Well,
It's,
the helm also gives you once per day. You can use suggestion. Try.
that's true.
And Vorin is sort of hovering eagerly at you, sort of expectantly. It's like, well,
Yeah,
do you
suggestion
see
is really
anything here? I can pull out anything else you might be interested in. Trade.
How about this? We'll take.
Wait. And I kind of put my
sorry.
I put
Yeah,
my mouth.
I'm gonna say to saying to the group. Sorry. How about this? What if we take the helmet, and maybe I get it to try and because it said I can connect to this consciousness. Maybe it can teach me some more languages.
So I'm
more
going
languages
to.
would help me.
I'm gonna point to. Do you have the stone visible?
No, it's kind of strapped up at
In
my
the
side.
backpack, but he's got his detector thing that as he gets close to the backpack, goes click, 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 click. He knows exactly what it is and where it is.
Oh, okay, so I'm gonna point to the location of the stone, right? And then I'm gonna point to the helmet, and then I'm gonna point to the ship, gesturing like the consciousness, and then I'm going to point to the spyglass and hold up 3 fingers, and then point to the stone.
What?
Say that again.
Tali-
Point to the stone, right?
He was so Vorin was looking at Tali's hopefully, but now your motions are getting his attention, but he missed most of what you were pointing to. So
So I
try
point to the stone again, and I wait for him to respond.
and he looks very eager, and his tentacles are practically quivering with his eagerness as he leans
Then I'm gonna
forward,
hold up 1 finger, and I'm gonna point to the helmet.
which Talis is currently wearing.
Then I'm gonna hold up a 2nd finger, and I'm gonna point to the spyglass. And then I'm gonna hold up a 3rd finger, and I'm gonna gesture.
Pip
to the
is
ship.
holding, and Talis touched.
Yep,
And
we're
the
driving a
third-
hard bargain.
And the 3rd finger points to what?
The ship, the consciousness.
Okay.
You want the whole ship? The ship is useless without the ship is
No,
useless.
Alex, translate.
I think what he's suggesting is that we'll give you the crystal, and that way you guys can make this thing fly and get back to where you're going. In exchange, you give us these 2 items, and I kind of point to the helm and the lens, and also maybe the consciousness could teach me any languages it knows. And then you guys can be on your way back home.
We could do that. And all of a sudden, there's kind of sound and it coming back up. There's kind of a flickering of the lights, and there's kind of let's see, Landar, where are you? Okay, Landar, you're there. There's kind of a flickering of the lights as something sort of changes, and kind of a shudder that goes through the ship, and Varin looks up and starts looking around. Goes, wait, wait, and he starts hustling back out.
I turn to Azathoth and say, "Well, he said that's okay, so I guess we'll grab these for now."
Okay, Landar, you went out onto the deck. Did you look at the telescope? Do I have a separate description here for that? The deck is covered in frost. Near the exterior railing is the mount with the telescope on it.
Yeah, I was gonna check it out and see what it was.
It looks like a telescope. It looks like it could be. It's a fairly large, good-sized telescope. Could be fairly powerful.
I take a look through it.
Do you?
Uh-oh.
I do.
Okay. And so as you look through that, it's actually aimed out across it's aimed out across there, and it looks in the distance, and you see a shape coming up over the next ridge over, and it flies in a circle around. And then it heads back down.
What did you do?
Guys, giant dragon looking thing.
I'm gonna I'm gonna wheel around with the glaive and point it at the at the gnome. Did you do this?
Okay, so the gnome has ducked out of the room
Oh, that's
and
right.
is coming over to where Veda is pulling at sort of the fleshy sort of protuberance thing that was in the open panel on the side, and she's pulling at it and trying to tear at it, and he's coming up and sort of gesturing at her. What are you doing? What are you doing? And she's going, shut it off, shut it off, shut it off. Like, who's doing what? So Landar's
God damn it,
calling out
Andwas.
that he's seeing something. Landar's calling
There
out
was
that he's
Landar, not
seeing something.
Andwas.
Landar's out in front, out here, seeing something.
Well, I am going to do the question first. How far away is the giant dragon?
Well, so you don't know about it. Let's see, Landar, you think that it is...
We can't see it?
It is quite in
Covered.
the distance. This seems to be a powerful telescope, and it is quite in the distance. It is, let me see here, measuring tool.
Yeah, the room we're in has like a ceiling, I think.
This is the measuring tool. Oh, it's not that far. It's like less than 10 miles away.
So for it to get to us, it's like 1 minute of flying, basically.
It does not seem to be coming to you. It was circling, it circles around a couple of times, and then it goes back down below the ridge where it came up from.
All right, seeing this, I pretty much run back in here, yelling, "There's a dragon!" and just start pointing.
While you're doing that, you're coming in saying, there's a dragon, and Veda is pulling at some fleshy stuff that's in the crevice from the wall, and Voran is over there trying to stop her and trying to gesture with her, and the others are the Azathoth is rushing back out of the other room.
So,
Tallies, what are you doing?
Well, yeah. So we've got Tallies is going to rush out and kind of have a look and see what's going on. What's happening?
She's wait, what is she doing? What is she doing here?
Landar, control your companion.
I rush over and I just smack her. He's like, "Stop!"
She goes
She's
in
like-
shock. And
Whoa, man.
Voran
Not cool.
Foreign looks at what she was doing and just realization dawns on him. And he heads over to here and touches the control. And Tolly's the distress signal stops.
Okay.
And just
Tolly's-
all of a sudden you have sort of this ringing after effects echoing in your head. But it's like you can take a deep breath for the first time in days. And Veda sort of collapses and slumps down to the floor.
Meanwhile, Lendor is going, control yourself. You're hysterical right now. As I'm like also trying to
Stop.
help lower her down.
Hey, Azathoth,
What?
you might want to run downstairs and tell everyone that there's a dragon.
Is that, I kind of turn to Vorin. Is that thing hostile?
Oh, what thing?
A gesture towards the dragon. Can we see it from where we are, or has it disappeared?
No.
We have to go out on
Okay.
the deck.
No, you don't see anything with it. Lander saw it in a telescope.
Okay, so you can teach me any language that this consciousness knows, and then we can give you the crystal.
Yes. How long do you have? I mean, it has dozens of consciousnesses in it, and I'm sure among them there are a number of languages you could learn.
How
certainly.
long roughly would it take to learn a language?
Hey, Tallies. If Landar says there's a dragon out there, maybe we should get this thing up in the air and away from the dragon before we start trying to group think.
It's a good idea. Okay, so yeah, maybe
Thought you were the
if
smart
we can,
one.
if we can get this out of the way of this dragon, I think you can fly us around long enough for me to learn some stuff.
He's looking at you kind of blankly. Dragon?
My companion there, he said he saw a big dragon flying around.
Azathoth starts pointing towards the door in the telescope.
If that's the observation deck. And he's sort of looking back in between you all kind of blankly.
My friend observed a dragon out there.
Yeah, I turn around as I'm still tending to Veda and saying, there's a dragon. I saw it through the telescope there. It was large, not too far off from here. And I turn back around to continue attending to Veda.
And apparently it's on its way here.
And Dreadifex is coming up the other one is coming up the stairs, kind of looking around like, what's the commotion about?
Apparently there is a large dragon on the way here. One of my companions saw it through the spyglass telescope outside.
On the way
So, if we can get this thing up and moving and going somewhere, maybe you can, while we're going around, you can fill me in on some languages and drop us off in a nearby town. You guys can be on your way before this thing hits.
So you, we need you have a crystal?
So I have the crystal. We'll take these two items that I kind of point to that are already in my bag, and
On your face.
the thing will teach me any languages it knows, and you can have the crystal and get back home.
Yeah. Yes, crystal, and his hands are practically coming out. It's like, crystal.
Yeah, I'll hand it over.
And he takes it. It's like, yes, and he turns and he hustles back down the stairs.
Okay, I say so. I turn to Vorin. So where do I go to learn all this stuff?
Oh, well, you could let's see. How does one interact with it? You could sit in the chair here, and let's see. Let's sparkly blue crystal orbs. So you can sit here. Well, and he sits in the chair and he sort of sits and he has he puts his hands kind of on the crystal orbs like this, and meld with the ship, and you can talk to the ship that way. And he gets up and gets out of it. But don't. Well, you can't. We're broken. But just talk. Don't do anything and don't touch anything else. Right?
And I can, yeah, okay, and I can mind talk like we're doing, and that's fine, right?
Yes.
Okay, because at the minute I'm still attuned to the crystal for the moment. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and sit in the chair, put my hands on it, on the orbs, and try to communicate with whatever it is. I'll just kind of sit back like that, close my eyes, and be like, "Hello, ship consciousness, are you there?"
Yes. What can we do for you? Are we ready to fly?
I had an agreement with the creatures that live here that you would teach me any languages you know as fast as you can.
Certainly. Refer to the menu, and it's sort of in behind your eyes. You can sort of see a menu. Which languages would you like? And it starts scrolling, and it scrolls and it scrolls and it scrolls, and there's like 25 languages listed there. Which
Okay.
language would you like?
I select every one that I don't already know.
Okay, you can choose one you don't already know and start learning it. In
I'll ask
15
the
minutes
ship
a day, it'll take you 2 months to. Yeah.
Yeah, I ask how long it's going to take me to learn each language.
That depends on your capacity to learn, of course.
And I suppose you can't sense that right now.
Give me an intelligence check.
Okay, just a straight intelligence check.
That's pretty good.
You can probably, I mean, with your skills at sort of recording information, you're able to sort of download the information and process it later. Between you and the ship, you figure you could gather the information in about 5 hours, and it would take you probably a month to fully have it mastered and integrated in.
That works for me. I'll say, right, okay, so we can do that, and while we're doing that, perhaps one of the companions is trying to connect some sort of crystal to get so that we can fly. Once that's connected, maybe you can take us away from. There seems to be a large dragon creature coming towards us. Maybe take us away from that.
And Vorin says, although if Dredovex is working on the crystal, I wonder how much he got the life support continuing. I'd best go check. But I shouldn't just leave you here. Let's go downstairs and let's check on the life support. I'm not as good at it as Dredovex. He likes this engineering stuff. But
Pip here actually.
we don't want to get cold.
Damn, I can't understand him. Hey, what's he saying?
Tarlies will say to the creature. So they you know that they can talk. That you can talk to them telepathically. They might not be able to return, but I'm sure that you. I mean, can you understand what they're saying?
Well, yes.
Okay, so they can talk to you normally, and you can respond to them telepathically, and they should be able to understand you. I'll stay here and get learning, and maybe tell the ship to take us away from this dragon, and you can go with them. I'll be fine here. I'm not going anywhere. Apparently, I have a lot to learn.
Okay. And Varric starts trying to shepherd the rest of you down the stairs.
I say to Azatoth, he's going to take you down to where the other guy's connecting the crystal.
Nope.
I'm going to stay here and try and learn some things and tell the ship to take us away from that dragon.
Nope. You're vulnerable in that chair. I'm not leaving.
Azatoth, you hear in your mind, you hear a voice that says, "But keep your hostility to yourself."
I just glower down at it. I would imagine he only comes up to like my calf. Like he's.
He's probably a little bit bigger than that. He's probably
My
about
knee.
he's probably about Andwise's size, frankly.
So while all that's going on, Landar carries Veta out down the stairs of the steps for the ship and out and off of the ship.
Oh, clear off the ship? Because
Yeah.
Vern's trying to get down into here. Let's see, where was it? He was working on the life support system in here, and Dre is now working on the crystal in there. Does it tell me how long it's going to take to get the ship up and running? That is not a scenario that the authors actually. Scattered everywhere. I think it's going to take. Where's that? Repairs. If you can steer the ship. The DM is totally not noticing what's going through chat.
Talus would probably
Just think of
respond.
the fun.
Talus would respond like it would be fantastic to have our own ship, but
It would.
At the minute, like I'm asking the ship to do stuff for us. I don't know how well it would take to, new owners. It seems to be an actual conscious creature.
Well, then ask the ship what it wants. I mean, if we provide the crystal to get it back up in the air, I need you to be my voice here. Obviously,
Okay.
we are more capable to own it than these things, right?
And I will translate that to the ship's consciousness, word for word, in like sort of mimicking these, maybe not mimicking his tone, but as accurately as I can. Like, how tied are you to these creatures?
They are mine.
What?
Cairo, give me an insight check, please. Oh dear. Okay. So unbeknownst to you, you have known that the little gnome squiddling things have been kind of hovering around you. What you have not noticed is that they are starting to look hungrily at you. What is your AC?
16.
So the first thing you particularly notice then is the one of them coming up on your right grapples you with its tentacles, and you take. Although actually you can give me, well, there'll be escape, so you are grappled. I need an intelligence saving throw, which you pass. And you're starting to feel almost sick as this thing is going to, we might want to, I will give you a chance to react before it goes on to its next thing.
Okay. I'm going to roar, "Unhand me, creature." And since I don't have my axe drawn just now, I'm going to make an unarmed strike.
Okay. And with a squish that definitely hits. And it sort of squishes and it kind of oozes out some goo on there. And as it does that, one of the other ones sends out this kind of cone of energy, and I need an intelligence saving throw from you. Or you are going to take 1 psychic damage as you're doing this. Yeah, but you are now stunned. And the other one is starting to upon you. Okay, so while that's going on, back upstairs, Tally's is talking with the ship, and the ship is...
Question. When I watched him fire that rifle earlier, did I see how he fired it?
Yes. It seems pretty straightforward.
Hey, this is new ground for us here on the Forgotten Realms, right?
And I happen to be looking in a box that has said rifles, correct?
Correct.
15
There
feet
are
away.
6 of them. Some of them...
I know I heard him yell.
Yes, and he's got tentacles clinging to him from one side, and he's got, and he's sort of flinching away from in pain from something. These two appear to be kind of swarming over him.
All right. In response to him screaming, would I be able to pull one of said rifles out of the box, point it at the flesh golem, and fire it?
What?
Yes. Yes.
I have another question.
Here we go. You do not have proficiency, but you can certainly. Yes? Question?
Us upstairs. He yelled, he's firing a gun. Can we, hear this ruckus?
2 decks away? And your passive perception is...
I can imagine that Tally's is far too absorbed in what he's doing.
My passive is 16.
16?
Yeah, passive perception is 16.
Oh, I only had 14.
Mine's
Yeah,
14.
written down for you in the notes. Yes, Pip, I had yours at 14. Okay. Yes, you can probably tell that now that things are a little stable but a little uncertain, and you're kind of checking around. Yes, you're hearing there's some sounds downstairs. Yes. And I think we might need some initiative for this. Let's go ahead with some initiative.
Let's go! Oh.
Where's the squiggling? Here's the squiggling.
God, my roll sucked today.
Actually... Oh, no.
This
2.
is going to get complex enough. So Landar's going to go down into the mix. Andwise Azathoth is going to... Pip, you didn't have your token selected. Where are you? I can get you up on the board. Here you are. Oh, there you are.
Wow, amateur.
So I was carrying Veta off the ship. If that.
There you go, I fixed it.
Yes, and we
Like
will
just
say,
chucking her
since
into the
you were
snow.
since you were taking Veta down, we will say that you are just coming down. You're just about to come down the stairs here. As this headed out.
Right.
Okay, let's see. Tally's is busy. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have everybody else. Okay. So as Azathoth starts heading towards the stairs, Pip, what are you doing?
Do you need me to roll to see if I actually hit that golem?
Oh,
In response to him yelling, I pulled the rifle out of the box and fired it.
yes. And who are you aiming at? The flesh
The
golem?
golem.
Okay, yes. Give me your attack roll. You do not have proficiency. Keep track of how many shots you use. And it's That is a hit. And its damage is, what did it say there on its damage?
3d8.
3d8, so roll 3d8 for me.
3d8 radiant.
Okay, that appears to hit normally, not that you know what normal is. Azathoth is starting to move towards the stairs, yelling something about perfidy.
I am going to grab Azathoth, like by the coat or whatever he is wearing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to give him inspiration.
Okay,
Oh,
and you're at a d6.
Yes.
I feel inspired.
Come on, hurry up! He's in trouble. I'm just gonna
That's
run
very
down all the
inspiring.
stairs. That is
Okay.
what I'm doing. So, is it 10 feet of movement for going down the stairs, or?
You can move down the stairs normally. So let's see, it's 10 feet to get down the stairs. Going down those stairs would bring you to here, and then you go around and be another 10 feet to go down these stairs, which would bring you to the bottom of the stairs down here, right next. You would go past Landar and Veda, and that would bring you down here right next to the two squidlings, who are wrapping Cairo up in a loving embrace. At least one of them is. And one of them sort of giving a squiggly noise.
And I would still be able to cast a spell if I wanted to, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you've only moved 30 feet.
I'm gonna take the dodge action and not cast a spell.
Okay. So this now is where was that? The extract of brain, which has an attack of 10, which I believe, let's see, you are stunned, but I still don't think that hits you.
Who would have advantage?
It would have advantage, so let me roll it again. Squidling.
Not that I want it to.
Yeah, please don't.
15 will still
I
miss.
don't think a 15 hits Cairo, does it?
Nope.
Nope.
16.
Okay. So that was this one here. The other one is doing its what is he doing? It is turning and it is going to reach out towards Pip. And it has disadvantage because of the dodge action. So does a 12? I don't think a 12 hits Pip.
No.
All right, brings us to Landar. Landar, you are at the top of the stairs here with Veda. You can see this squidling reaching out towards Pip. You can see this one giving a nice hug to Cairo. You can see Cairo appears to be in something of distress. You cannot see this. You cannot see the flesh golem over here.
All right.
That's back around
Seeing-
behind the stairs.
Yep. I'm setting Veta down and then reaching out to cast Frostbite onto this one right here.
Okay, I'm actually going to put her up there on the deck because you're at the top of the stairs. Frostbite on Rix, did you say? Or on Rin?
Rix.
Rix, okay. Con save. Squidling. Yeah, it takes it.
All right. And
And that's cold, is it? What does it
Yeah,
think about cold?
pretty much just staying next to Veta to protect her. Then that's it.
Okay, Endwise. Actually,
Alright.
you had that unarmed strike earlier. Let me grab that. Cairo had. That was 4 bludgeoning. Okay, go ahead.
Alright. You see the barrel on your side of this pile I'm next to?
Yes?
The lid on that barrel
Yes?
is basically gonna move.
Okay. Roll your catapult or whatever that spells. So yeah, your catapult. Okay, so Rick starts with his dex save. He passes, so he ducks and it continues on towards Rin.
Who's currently grappling
And
someone. With
It
that
doesn't
effect
matter.
is being able to dodge.
I'll say yes. We'll do it. It doesn't matter. He's destined to have a 14. He ducks aside and it crashes into the wall. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna move out there.
Does Rick's get Rick's? Yeah, he missed Pip, so he could. Does Rick's get an attack of opportunity on you? On its next weapon attack roll from Frostbite. Thank you, Lander.
Well, that depends. Would that flying lid count as a melee attack?
No.
Then yes, he would.
You didn't happen to use like a bonus action disengage or...
Oh, that's right. Catapult is... Okay, yeah. We'll remember that for next time.
Okay, so as you go by then, back yourself up here because as you go by, Rix grabs you with his tentacles.
Wait, he had disadvantage. Landar just pointed out.
He did.
So maybe not a nat 20? Okay, well.
Oh, wow.
Still a hit, but...
It's 3 damage instead of 5. Or instead of 8.
He still grabs you. You are grappled, and give me an intelligence saving throw, and you will take 3 points of psychic damage. Okay, you are not stunned. You are, however, grappled, and so you're not getting any further past him. Okay, that's action, bonus action. Okay, movement. That's there. Azathoth.
Okay, I apologize because I can't remember what you said when Pip had moved. How much movement does it take to get from the top to the bottom floor?
He moved 30 feet and got down to the bottom of the bottom stairs.
Okay, so I'm going to 5, 10, 15, I guess I'll move 25 feet and be standing right above him.
Okay.
Would that be correct?
Actually be below.
And you kind of moved between Landar and Pip, yes, because Landar is up above at the top of the stairs.
This is the floor. He's above.
I thought I was at the top of the stairs.
No, you're at the bottom of the stairs, Pip.
Oh yeah, okay.
So should we be reversed?
No, because Landar was at the top of the stairs, and he set Veta down on the deck.
Okay, so I guess I will stand between them. Goofy math because of elevations. Is he 10 feet away or more?
It's not it's
It's actually 11.
I'll give you the 10 feet.
I was gonna say, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna point my glaive at him and shoot an Eldritch Blast at this one.
Yes, you are. And it solidly squishes into him, and he solidly squishes into a puddle.
And
which
then
releases Andwise. Words.
That's good. And then as a bonus action, I will I'm gonna take on my form of dread. And so when I transform, because I think I've only done this once before. When we transform, I take on a more undead appearance. My skin becomes sallow. There is a spectral crown on my head, and I'm gonna turn and shout, "All! Stop what you're doing, or you will pay!"
Okay, and it has what effect on Rin?
So, well, number one, I gain
Rix?
a bunch of temporary HP,
Okay.
and from this point on, if I hit them, they take extra damage, and then they can also be feared.
And they could also be feared. Okay, well he's
Feared.
dead, so he doesn't need to make a wisdom
Yeah.
throw against fright. He is not frightened. He is immune to the frightened condition by nature of being dead.
Ooh.
Okay. Anything else there, Azathoth?
No, that's action, bonus action. I got nothing else.
Okay, Cairo.
Okay, as a bonus action, I am casting Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
And as my action, I will take my axe and cleave the squidling.
Okay. That worked great, Warbucks.
Okay.
All right. What is happening to my poor Rin here? My poor little squishy Rin.
Oh wait, I'm stunned, aren't I? Do I need to make a save for that?
Oh, you are grab. Are you stunned? I need to start using the little indicator tag thingies.
He is stunned. Indicator's there.
You are stunned. Ooh, yes, you are stunned. You are stunned until where's the squiddling thing? Oh, why don't I read it off the squiddling page? You are stunned until the end of its next turn. So you are stunned and can't actually do anything.
Okay, never mind.
Never mind. Can you repeat the save? I don't think you can repeat the save 'cause it's just until the end of its next turn.
Yeah, it's like the monk stun.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. That brings us back around to Pip.
I am going to do the reasonable thing and run away.
Let's see. You come within range of Rin, but Rin's tentacles are tied up with Cairo, and so you just make it go past. Okay. So over
And-
there, you can see this thing with a scorch mark on its chest. Firmware and wise. Yeah, that's what you can see in addition to what you saw before.
I am going to cast Healing Word on Cairo.
Thank you.
Nice.
And then I will dodge again as an action.
All right. Okay, so the squidlings. This one is going to. It's really, really hungry, and you're so very, very tasty, and it's just all yummy. It's got you, and it is going to. Meh. But it's still eager. And the other one's coming up and going, ooh, tasty, tasty, and it is going to come up and actually, what was its movement? I lost its sheet. That's not its sheet. Squidling. Here's Squidling sheet. Speed. Speed. 15 feet. Okay, so it comes up here. It's gonna rush up to here because it's gonna be all yummy, but it can't do anything else. And the flesh golem comes up and it is heading this way, and it is going to attack Pip at disadvantage because I remember that's a thing.
That's a
And
miss.
it comes and slams into you. Does a 21 hit?
Yes, it does.
So you will take some bludgeoning, and it thinks that that's so great, it's gonna come and it's gonna slam into you again. Except this time, you sort of pull back from being hit. It's like, ugh, and it slams where you were, and it does not actually hit again. Okay, that brings us now to Landar. You are at the top of the stairs. You have set Veta down. Azathoth is right in front of you.
Alright, from here, I'll actually just continue casting a spell towards this one right here. I don't know what its name is.
The one directly in front between you and Cairo.
Yes.
That is Zglard.
Well, I'm going to cast Chill Touch on it.
Oh.
And I'm sure that misses.
That is going to miss. Yes, it's kind of squishy and all, and it comes by, and you're a little afraid of hitting Cairo because Cairo is like twice its size, and it just goes by the side and misses both of them. Anything else?
And that is it.
Okay, and twice. You are no longer grabbed by the deceased puddle of goo on the deck.
Yeah, seeing Pip take that hit, I'm going to run up to there.
So you're climbing up on top of the crates.
Yes.
Okay.
Then I'm going to hit the flesh golem.
Well, you're going to attempt to anyway, but fortunately it's just a big gooey thing and you manage to hit it along the back, the side of its back. So that is actually a hit. With that rapier, you're going to carve off a little piece, and oh good lord, what all do you have going on there with that rapier?
Booming blade.
Oh, joyful. Okay, and yes, you do get sneak attack because it's right there. So that little scrape actually pounds into it with 15, 21, with 21 points of damage. Oh my goodness. All right.
How much
carved
movement do I use to get up the crate and then down the other side?
It'll be essentially difficult terrain. So it's an additional 5 feet to get up and an additional 5 feet to get down. So it's essentially difficult terrain going over that.
And I'll move to there.
Okay.
That will be the end of my turn.
Azathoth.
Yes. Azathoth is going to have to make a choice on who I like better. We're gonna walk to here.
Okay.
You know, and I don't know if you saw the path, but we're trying not to.
Did, but Rin can't attack you because his tentacles are tangled up with Cairo. So.
Okay then. Well, we are going to attack this one here in front of Cairo. Just slashing at him with our glaive.
Ever popular Glard.
So it is 10. Well, it's not slashing, it's necrotic. Because
necrotic.
of my, what the frick is it? My form of dread. When I hit a creature, I can replace the damage with necrotic, and if I do, I roll an additional damage dice. So it's, I don't know if I need to roll additional damage dice, but it's not 10.
And this squishy thing sort of turns gray and has sores on it as it crumbles down and oozes down into a puddle on the deck.
And then
And it didn't even get to do anything. It just ran up hungrily.
that's good. I want it to not do anything.
Me does it.
Bonus action. We're going to use the butt end because we're a polearm master,
Yes, we are.
and we're gonna try and hit that guy.
Okay, so you slash down this way and then you jab at it with the butt and give me that roll.
Bat.
Nice. Yeah, give me some damage.
So 7.
Okay.
That is only a D4. It has to be the same dice. So it is going to be a total of 9 necrotic.
Necrotic. Let's just take care of necrotic.
And well, you said it's
Okay.
immune to fear, so it doesn't matter. But then I'm going to shout, "Behind me!" And I'll be done.
I didn't understand that. You shouted what?
I'm just yelling at Pip because he's dumb and he's
Oh,
in
okay.
melee.
Said behind me.
Behind me is what you said. Got it. Okay, Cairo. You have 2 dead squishies kind of in front of you, but the one that has its tentacles wrapped around you still has its tentacles wrapped around you, but you are no longer stunned, so you can actually do something this time.
Okay, I'm going to try and throw him on the ground and cleave him with my axe.
Okay. Let's see. You are grappled. What does... I have to quick check what grappled.
Nothing
Movement
to
is
attack you,
0.
just move is 0.
Yeah, nothing. Just
That's it.
movement affects. Okay, perfect. Go for it. Oof.
Doesn't he have to
And
break
you
the grapple first?
slice. No, he doesn't need to. I mean, he could try to, but he just cleaved this thing in two. So there's now 2 little puddles of goo on the deck next to the other puddle of goo on the deck.
Okay, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast that Shield of Faith I was planning to cast before, and I'm going to move over next to Pip.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. Speaking of Pip.
I would like to disengage.
Mhm,
Stand over here,
mhm.
away from the thing, and I will healing word on myself one more time.
Okay. Watch where you step. The deck's getting kind of gooey there. All right. And so the flesh golem bellows in rage and pain. It has a piece sliced off its back. It has got poked and breathless in its gut from the back of that pole arm, and it is going to bring its hands up and it's going to slam down at Cairo. If I can find the guy's sheet. Here we go. All right, and he slams down at Cairo. It is not at disadvantage, I don't think. So that is a 20, and I believe that will hit you.
Okay,
Correct?
yes,
You added 2, but I think that brings you up to a
18.
18, yeah. All right. So he is slamming at you with the bludgeoning damage, and
Wow.
he pulls back and slams again across at you. Ooh, he is on a roll. The Oh, okay. I shall take care of that. So it slammed at you once with a crushing blow down along your clavicle and down, and then another one across and at your side. And you take that damage. And did you? Oh, you already added it. Thank you very much. Okay, so that and the squidlings, the poor little squidling. My poor little squidlings are all dead. Smith, Landar. You can tell, you can sort of see Pip in a corner of Azatoth. You can tell that the action has moved around the corner there at the bottom. You cannot actually see them though, from where you are.
All right. Knowing that, I will actually head down the stairs.
Watch you mind your step. That's kind of gooey and slippery.
All right. And to come around just to see slightly enough to see this thing. And I
Yes.
will cast Frostbite at it.
Okay. Con save. It fails and takes 6 cold.
All right. If it has another turn, then it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Yes. In fact, I shall change that to disadvantage right now while I'm looking at the sheet. Yes.
And that's
And so you, let's see. I assume that's a verbal component. You come down, you mutter words, and it's sort of a rime of frost comes over it, and it turns kind of blue in that area and seems to take some pain. And what brings us to Andwise, ducking down behind the crates.
Oh no, I'm gonna rush right in.
Okay.
Booming blade.
Oh, yes. Oh, lordy. And as the whole place sort of shudders with this booming sound as that blade, that rapier just slices right into, or pokes right into him on the other side of his back, and that is another
13.
19. Huh?
It's 13.
It's 13.
booming
6
blades.
is if he
Yeah,
moves.
the 6 doesn't happen right away. It only happens if it moves.
Thank you.
If it willingly
it.
moves as well.
Got it. Okay, so that's a 13. Minus 13. Thank you for the clarification on that.
And I'm gonna chuckle and laugh at him as I move back to here.
And he's howling in rage as he gets stabbed in the back and yeah, and bits and pieces. I mean, he looks like he's made up of all these bits and pieces of things, and some of the bits and pieces are falling off, and he's looking quite shabby. And you moved back away. Excellent. Ah, I did not mean to do that twice. Azathoth, it is your turn.
It's all good. I don't need to move because he's in my range, so we're gonna poke him.
And that glaive slices down over him and
That
slashes
will be
off.
necrotic, and we will replace it
Necrotic? Okay.
for a total of 11. And then hit him with the butt end.
Okay.
Bah.
Slice down and then swing back with that. Oh my goodness. He's got pieces. You've knocked several more pieces off of him. He's got pieces falling all over. He is, not looking in good shape at all.
I'll be done.
Okay, so you sliced down, you went back. Anything else? You're going to move it all.
Nope.
All right. Cairo, it is now actually your turn, and I'm not going to hit the turn tracker, or turn mover thing.
Okay, so bonus action, I'm going to cast Wrathful Smite. Okay, and
Okay.
then whack him with my axe again.
Oh, and your smite is psychic. And your axe comes down and just cleaves right through him again, and he falls into 2 pieces and falls down dead.
All right, that'll be it.
I'm not sure what this is doing. Okay. And I said clear.
It is clear.
Yeah, but it didn't close. I don't know what the turn tracker's doing.
It doesn't close. You just minimize.
Okay. Anyways. And so it becomes quiet, and there's a mess around you.
Lando's
And
gonna
Pip is sort of oozing out onto the floor, and it's coming up alongside of your hooves. You might want to move if you don't want to get that goo on you. At least Azathoth didn't either.
Landar's gonna ask Cairo, and hopefully Endwise can hear. It's like, are you all trying to steal the ship now? You're killing off all the crew?
This creature attacked me. I knew they were not trustworthy.
And at this time, Lauren is coming down the stairs and looking kind of distressed and jittery, and he comes over and he's sort of looking at these and looking over at the flesh golem and
Stop! I'll kill you if you take another step. Your crewmates attacked us.
and he stops and looks kind of startled. And you hear in your mind, they were probably only hungry. I mean, they're just squidlings and
You tried to eat my brain.
now, is there any sort of... It's like, well, duh. They're a squidling. Is there any sort of fear thing?
No, I have to hit him with an attack
Okay.
to fear them.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm big and scary. I mean,
You're
there's that.
big and scary, and he's sort of going to scuttle back up and trip over Veta on the way back up. All right.
So Landar's gonna go up and get Veta and finish carrying her towards the bottom of this ship down here.
Okay. So she's let me grab her there. and put her down for you there. Unsettling words. Okay. Special bard thing at 3. Perfect. Okay. What else are the rest of you doing? Are you just standing there and looking at the stuff and goo and pieces and stuff on the floor?
I'm going to follow the squid creature back up into the helm.
And he's all kind of nervous. And it's like, we just, I was just going to check the life support and see if I could get the life support working and he's
So
sort
you
of fluttering
consider
and,
it normal for your offspring to try and devour the brains of other sapient beings?
well, yeah, they gotta eat. I mean, what
Well,
do you think this ship is made of? And his tentacles are kind of waving a little bit.
if you creatures subsist on murder, then I'm afraid I cannot allow you to live.
Do you eat meat?
From animals,
So you subsist on murder?
animals are not sapient creatures. But I digress. I will not moralize with an apparition. And I draw my axe and prepare to do some smiting.
Ah.
I'm okay with this development. I mean, I'm pretty sure we don't need them to pilot the ship.
It was pretty much, yeah. I mean, once this
Alright.
conversation started, it was either going to be Cairo kills them all or Cairo turns vegan.
All right, so we need to do initiative between the two of us here to see who draws faster.
Is he upstairs on another
Wow.
floor?
Yes, they're upstairs on another deck. What is your dexterity?
I guess since I'm not involved, while they are murdering each other, I'd like to loot the bodies. Also, free rifles for everyone!
Answer
Grab all
your
you can
question,
carry.
my dexterity is 9.
Okay, so he has just a tiny fraction of a reaction ahead of you because you actually have to move your weapon and he does not. So, but a 13 isn't going to hit. Roll your attack.
You don't get dusted by this thing.
Okay, my attack.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay. Do I get
Oh,
a
actually,
bonus action or
This
anything?
is
Or...
the recharge. Hang on, this didn't do the right thing. That was the recharge, not the attack. That wasn't an attack.
You click the where it says attack.
Oh, that is the D20. So the 4 was the attack, so it didn't
Yeah.
do it. Okay.
Shoo!
Directed at Pip. Okay. Ah, interesting, Andwise. Okay. All right. So where is? Yeah. So give me your attack, Cairo.
Okay, do I get a bonus action or anything, or do I have to just straight up?
Yeah. I mean, it's your turn. He did his turn and he missed you because he had just a
Smite.
tiny slight edge ahead of faster than you.
Oh, well, okay. Use spells anyway, so.
Oh, wait. Each must do it. Wait. Oh, no. It's an intelligence save. I'm sorry. That's actually an intelligence save. Give me an intelligence save on his. His thing just didn't... I didn't roll it correctly. DC 15. Oh, you actually take the damage.
Oh,
Should I use Warbucks' roll on that? How did you do that, by the way?
how would I do that?
I should do it separately. No, I'll do it separately. You failed the save, so you take 21 psychic damage, and then you're let's see, and be stunned for 1 minute.
Oh,
So I
well,
take it back.
that's pretty
You
much all the health I have, so.
fine. So you're stunned, and you stop, and well, you're unconscious anyway.
Important question. Those of us
Yes?
downstairs looting things, do we hear the commotion?
How do we do an unconscious? You've got odd tokens here. Oh, there we go. There. Do you say that again, please? I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Do we know there's a fight going on one floor above us?
You at least know there was an argument because Cairo was not quiet.
Let's mosey on up a floor. Not sure what's going on, but I'd like to go and take a peep.
Get upstairs. And
Did you
Those
take care of that
tentacles around his head.
whisper?
I take care of the whisper. Oh, right.
While I was
Pip,
mumbling
you
and
see that-
halfling and thieves camp.
So Pip, you, yeah, sorry about that. So you, Pip, you sort of take a deep breath and you feel yourself gain a little bit of strength and you are healed for 6 hit points. And you don't know how or why. All right. I have lost track of where we are. Azatoth, you come up the stairs, and at the top of the stairs, you see Cairo slumped to the floor, and you see Vorin turning and heading into the room over here.
Really? Because if he was standing here, he is within my range, and that would provoke an opportunity attack, wouldn't it?
Yes, it certainly would.
So, okay.
Oh, no, you don't.
I'm just going to assume the worst as my friend here is unconscious. And has it been 10 minutes
Since what?
since the last fight ended?
No.
Cool.
It's
I'm
been maybe a minute. It's been like a minute and a half.
still in form of
most.
dread.
You'll pay for this insult!
And we're going to attack. And we're going to not hit them. Not
You are going to trip over the butt of your glaive.
You're in the way, cat.
No.
What?
Well, yes, he is. Sorry. Yes, I was thinking the other cat, but yes, Kyra's a cat too. Yes, the cat is underfoot. Yes, right where
So-
cats usually are.
So do we go into initiative, or is he going to try and talk me down? Or?
Yeah. Did I clear? I did not clear the initiative.
God!
Alright, upon hearing him beller, I am going to make a dash for upstairs. I will roll initiative, so I'm in the tracker too.
I need to step aside for just a really quick second here, or I'm going to lose my voice. So give me 2 seconds.
You don't need that. DMs don't need voices.
I don't need a voice.
Remember, you just put your fingers in front of your face and you wiggle your fingers when the illithids talk. That's how you do it, kids. So
while this is happening, I guess, so because my telepathy doesn't specify I need to be able to see my target, and I'm hearing this shouting going on, I'm kind of like telepathically say down like, everything okay down there? Because you're still going to be within 120 feet, so.
And you know all the people involved, so yes, you have no trouble doing that.
Yep.
talking
So,
to me?
Talking to Azatoth, yeah.
Huh. They killed Cairo! I don't know if he's dead or not. He looks dead. He's
Yeah, well, I guess you need, yeah, I guess they need to be killed. They obviously betrayed us. I'm just gonna stay here and learn.
I was
all
so
we can.
proud. We didn't murder hobo the illithids as soon as we saw the illithids. And we got there eventually anyway.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so it is on. Who all's involved in here? I see Andwise and Azatoth. Actually, Cairo does not need to be in here. Well, I'll leave him. I'll leave you in the tracker in case something
Is he-
happens to.
Is he
unfin-
unconscious or is he dying?
He is technically stunned. He looks unconscious. He is stunned for a minute.
But he's at 0 health.
He's at 0.5 health.
Okay.
I'll round it up to 1. He appears to be unconscious and dying, from your perspective. Okay, is anyone else engaged? Okay, Tolly's is talking but not doing anything else. Andwise is in it. Pip, are you getting in this at all, or Landar?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
I am going to
And-
go stand outside with Landar. In fact.
All right,
And
I'll go to
lights.
the top of the stairs to where Cairo's standing.
From where you are to Cairo, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 25 feet to Cairo's space. I mean, Cairo is 25 feet from you. You would have to move 30 feet to get past him. I didn't see where you just went. Ah, okay, so you're moving 30 feet.
Yes.
How are you getting the extra speed?
Movement speed is 35.
Oh, is it? Okay. Oh, right. Yes, it is. Okay. Yes, you can
And
move there.
seeing Cairo, I am going to Booming Blade the guy because he's obviously the only one that would have knocked Cairo down.
And that is a miss. Anything else? Bonus action? I think
no.
so, but Pip can look it up. 10 minutes, okay. No, you're not doing a bonus action, or no, that's not all?
I'll step back here so I'm next to Cairo.
Okay, you're kind of on the stairs on the way. I mean, next to him's kind of on the stairs on the way up. It's a little weird there, but okay. All right, so Foreign turns around and actually, Dread of X is also going to. I'm going to have Dread of X move first. Dread of X is going to come, pokes his head out the door, sees we've got Kerfuffle in place, pulls a laser pistol and shoots at who's in front. Well, I guess Azathoth, really, from where he's looking, because Azathoth is tall.
I'll kill
So,
you.
he's going to shoot at Azathoth. And miss. And Vorin here is going to... He did his mind blast, so I need to
Try to reach her.
just not have it back. So he is not going to get close enough. He is going, well, and let's see, then Dread will move back here. He is going to pull his laser pistol and shoot and miss, and he is going to duck in here and slam the door shut. Nothing has roused Cairo from his stun, so he...
Didn't he
Go
get
ahead.
booming bladed?
He
Or
does
did
It
now.
missed.
Okay.
And
It
then
missed.
how much?
The attack has to land for Booming Blade to hit.
Gotcha.
Okay. Good point. Thank you for tracking that for me, though. Okay, Azathoth.
Well,
That door, I need to look at the
10,
specs of that door,
15.
don't
Object interaction, open the door.
I? Let me see real quick if how that latched. I suspect it did not lock. So yes, and he didn't have time to do anything else with it. So yes, you just opened that door. Okay.
I'm gonna stand in the doorway so they can't pull any more close the door shenanigans. And what do we want to do? I think we will use a bonus action and Spirit Shroud. And in case we don't remember,
The graphic on that.
spirits begin to flit around me. Any attack I do while it's open deals extra d8 damage. the damage is going to be necrotic. And whenever I do necrotic damage, I roll an extra die. So that's great, because I don't need to do funky damage changing shenanigans. Also, this is 4th level, so it's 2d8. And
Okay.
I think that's everything for now. So that was a bonus action. My regular action is going to be glaive.
Any creature of your choice that you can see starts its turn within 10 feet of you has its speed reduced. Which one do you choose?
Any
Well,
creature.
it's not that-
It's
any
it's not
creature.
limited to one.
And they haven't started
okay.
their turn yet. So
Okay,
Yes.
so they're all going to. Okay, so
Yeah, they're all going to have their speed reduced. Actually, by 20 because slashing the feet.
Okay.
So we're going to attack the guy on top. Why not? The guy on top with the glaive. All right.
All right, that glaive swings down and slices right into the squishy and show me the.
So this is necrotic damage, mind you, right? Because
Yes.
damage replacement. Because I'm still at DM.
And
So
black and purple tendrils. Yes.
So Spirit Shroud times 2 because it's all double dice. Glaive times 2, which is already there, and then the additional damage die that I get from Grim Harvest. So I don't know how much damage that is. 11
We have 32
and
so
12
far,
and
43.
no. We have computers. Why do we do it in our head?
I got to the 43 faster than the computer did. Thank you very much. Okay.
So there we go. We're just gonna cut him real good. Like his speed is reduced by
Roll
20.
A D10 for me, please.
A D10.
Yes.
3.
Okay. It drops. It's not actually dead, but he drops.
All right. That's action, bonus action. I got nothing else. I'm just gonna glare at the other one.
You pay for your insolence.
Okay. Andwise, you see an open door, and you see an angry, and you push your way past an angry.
25. It'll cost me 25 movement to get there.
Okay.
Booming Blade, the guy that's standing, and then take a step back away from him.
That's 23 now, or let's see, wait, that's 13 now.
That is 17 now, 1 if he moves.
Okay, 17 now, 1 if he moves. All right. Okay. And you moved over there. All right.
Yep, that'll
You
finish
have
my turn.
mobile, correct?
Yes, I do.
Right. Okay. Which brings us to Dredovax, who, yeah, is not in good shape and just saw his cohort slash down in front of him. He is going to attend, and this is a 60-foot cone, so this will affect both Azatoth and Wise. Did that again. Okay, attack.
You just click. And it's an
What?
intelligence save. Attack in the chat.
Ah, there we go. Yes.
DC
Intelligence
15.
save for each of you. What?
I was reading.
Oh, yeah.
Frick.
So you take 29 psychic and are stunned for a minute. Andwise, you are also affected by this.
Can you use Bardic on saves?
I think so, yeah.
Hold
I
on.
guess. I think so.
Yeah, you can use saving throws.
D6 or D8?
It's a D6.
D6. Come on, 5. Nope. Okay, I'm stunned.
Okay, you're stunned for a minute.
I'm gonna
And
use
there's a-
inspiration just in case.
Okay.
Oh shit! We had regular inspiration.
I didn't even need it.
Damn it!
So let's see.
Used it and didn't need it.
Or take this.
Oh, and I took a bunch of damage.
This doesn't say anything about half damage. Let me look at this again. It doesn't say anything about half damage on that. I don't think you take anything.
No, it's save or suck.
Yeah, save or suck. Okay, so Andwise, you are fine. And he is. This is dread. He is going to back
Zap.
up to here. Yep, because he doesn't know about Booming Blade, and so he takes an additional 1, was it?
Yeah, it was only a 1, but still.
That's
Every
just-
little bit helps.
Every little bit helps, yep. Okay, he backs up there, gets the boom, which I think is loud enough that other people can hear it, as he moved to there, and he reaches down towards something on the deck floor. Cairo, it's your turn. No, Cairo, it's not your turn. Nobody has done anything to unstun you. You can repeat your saving throw, actually. So go ahead and give me an intelligence save. I should have had you do that last time. Give me 2 intelligence saves. If the first intelligence save is successful, I'll actually give you a turn this time.
I don't. Oh, he's here.
Williamson? Give me an intelligence save.
He's frozen on Discord.
No.
Okay, well, we will do,
Man's broken.
He's not just playing statue like really well.
That could be it.
Okay, we will come back to Williamson then. Azathoth, and I will keep track. He's got 2 intelligence saves and a possible attack in there.
So it's my turn.
Oh, he's typing. Hang on, just a quick second here, Warbucks. Okay, go ahead, Warbucks. Oh, actually, he just now his video freed up. Are you there, Williamson? Yes. Okay, Williamson, give me an intelligence save. Roll 20, show it. That was DC.
Okay, I didn't see it in chat. What did I get?
Okay. Oh, the whole internet.
I'm not
So,
stunned.
okay.
Move on.
Yeah. Okay, you are unstunned, but that was at the end of your turn.
Yep.
So that will bring us back. Oh, Williamson, let me know when you're fully here, and we'll give you your saves and things. And
Okay, yeah, I'm fully here.
Oh, you're fully here now. Perfect. Give me an intelligence save.
Okay, I just did, but it wasn't registered.
Or you can just roll a d20.
It's come up. You
Yeah.
got a 7.
Okay, a 7. So you
But he
failed
needs to
those. So
make
give me a
2
second
saves. So
Yeah, so give me a second intelligence save. So you do not get an action this turn, but you can give me another intelligence save for this turn. Because I should have given you that intelligence save last turn. Okay, you're still stunned. And Azathoth is no longer stunned for the next round. Andwise.
Alright, I'm going to... Oh, let's move up close.
Okay. Oh!
Booming Blade.
All
And
right.
then take a step back so I can guard the doors so he can't run.
Okay, and you slice right into him. So this is 20 now?
Yep.
I have that correct? Okay, 20 now and 3 if he moves.
Actually, it'd be 11.
Sneak attack is
My
the
sneak
second one.
attack
No
is
sneak attack. Yeah, yes.
Oh.
No sneak attack right now. Right. Correct. Okay, I'm caught up. And so then if he moves, it booms and he gets 3 more. Right.
correct.
And you moved back. Okay.
Yes.
Anything else?
Nope. I'm just making sure he doesn't leave this room.
Okay. So
Rip. Ooh.
Did he just recharge?
he did.
Very good.
Sigh.
Andwise and Azatoth.
I will use my inspiration.
Give me intelligence saves.
Woo!
Azatoth, you saved. Andwise, give me Andwise. Oh, wow. Andwise really saved. All right. Okay. That is his turn. He picked something up from the ground. But that was what he did. Cairo, give me another intelligence save. Nope, you're
Oh my
still
God.
stunned. Azatoth.
Oh, you can die.
Likely.
so
Azatoth is not stunned now.
glaive slash. Oh, baby. Too bad the spirit shroud ran away. So there's that, and then that. Oh, that should have been 2d10. Sorry.
So we're at 19,
21.
21.
And then
You have a solid slice right through him, and he is bleeding out, and it is looking really bad.
good thing I have a bonus action.
And the bonus action, you remembered to maneuver it around Andwise, and in doing so, you lost your focus and you missed Dreadavex.
Edge. I'm done.
Okay. Speaking of Andwise. You gonna finish him off for us?
Rinse and repeat. It'll be 6 if 20 hits, and he takes 6 if he moves.
Okay, he's not dead yet.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me right now?
Knew I should have went the other route. Dang it.
I should have moved up so that you would get sneak attack, but I have the dumb smooth brain.
So I
Head
have
empty.
figured this out. That is the recharge. Okay, that does not recharge. So what he picked up was a laser pistol, which he shoots at Azatoth, and it misses. He did not move. Cairo, give me an intelligence save.
I don't think that's the recharge because it says it's rolling a d20.
Oh, you're right, it is. Let me do a recharge.
I mean, you rolled a 1 anyway, but yeah, odds wise.
Yeah, no, I should take the 1 on the d20. I should take the 1 because it was still within that. So, anyways, okay, Cairo is still stunned. Brings us to Azatoth.
I'm gonna step forward. So
Are you gonna finish him off?
even if I miss, oh, it doesn't matter.
Flick him.
I think I got him.
You can't possibly get less. Yeah, you can't possibly get less than a 2. You
Die.
slice through him and he falls down dead.
No, you're right because I have the fighting style. I re-roll once. So
Yeah,
minimum.
you can't possibly get less. You can't possibly get less than a 2. So yes, he falls down dead. Okay. It falls quiet.
You
And-
guys good down there?
Tollies. You hear the voice saying, "Change of authority established."
Great. So while we're doing this download, are you okay to, take us up and away from this dragon?
Systems are not functional.
No, we didn't let him fix it first.
Charlie's will say to Azathoth, "Hey, it says that it's still not functional. Like, did they finish what they were doing?
Did you? Okay. Right.
Apparently, I'm in charge now.
Hear me out. Can you go up there and sit in the goofy brain chair and figure out how to fix it?
He is sitting in the goofy brain chair.
That's where I am now.
Yeah, you keep doing that.
Okay.
Be like, hey, yo, ship, if you ever want to fly again, teach me how to fix you.
And it was, yes, it was the change of control established. Welcome to It Ascendant.
Can you quickly just sort of tell me how to affix a psi crystal to make the ship go?
Accessing. And after a moment, some instructions, some engineering instructions start scrolling up.
Okay, as they're doing it, I pretty much just beam them all into Andwise's head and say, "Look, you're gonna have to do this."
Okay, so you guys are bringing Cairo around and releasing his stun.
Because I can heal him. I probably have a potion.
Okay, so you're releasing him from stun, so he's sort of sitting up weak, but he is still with you.
How much do I heal for?
2d4 plus 2.
All right. I think actually
I'm going to tell Tallies that he's going too fast to slow down.
Yes.
The directions he's giving me are too fast. I can't keep up with them on stuff I'm not used to dealing with here.
Yes, and something that you are not proficient with. And I think we shall pick up there next week.
You monster!
Yeah.
So either we get a spaceship or we fight a dragon. It's one or the other. Well, that was a whole lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. If you did, make sure you hit that follow button. If you haven't already, join us in the Discord. We hang out there all through the week. That's where you need to be if you want to get involved in a game yourself. And I will see you tomorrow for 2